How are we all doing today? My name is David Gugino, and I have a new book for you today. And the new book that I have for you today is about, it's not really a character trait, it's mainly an action that you have to take, but I don't know how to describe it. It is something that we all need to plant in our heads and really think about. And when I say think about, before times we are set on one career or one thing that we're meant to do in life, when there are other ways to move up in life or other ways to be disciplined in life. Now, when I say other ways, what I primarily mean is it's just with thinking more about what you can do with yourself. So the book that I have for us today is Ideas on Demand, a crash course in creativity, written by Melinda Hardas. I'm sorry about that. Now, the reason why I believe we all need to have ideas on demand, sometimes we're all set on one idea. Like, years ago, weightlifting was the only thing I set my mind to. It was the only thing I cared about, it was the only thing I ever wanted to do, and it was the only thing that was just there. The only thing I wanted to do, it was all I did outside of my job. I worked out, I watched a movie, and went to bed. And that was my life. But then the Lord was telling me that you gotta do more with your life aside from weight training. So today, for example, I got up, did a whole bunch of meal prepping, did some laundry because I have a long work week ahead of me. And I knew how to film this, but I went to the gym, then I came home, and here we are, filming this. But we're going to dive into the book here, but the moral of the story is I do more with my life more than ever because the Lord was giving me ideas of what else to do to make my life more interesting. So, we're going to dive into the book here. Now, this man, the author, believes that the most critical skill required today is developing creativity. Now, when it comes to creativity, I'm creative with working out, with making videos, but like something I'm not creative with is writing songs, making music, making noises that sound good, drawing. Like, I'm not creative in that kind of way, which is fine, but just imagine if you're like, you know what, I'm going to try to develop a few more ideas and learn a few more things so I can develop a different skill to not only make my life more interesting, but to better myself. But listen to what he has to say on creativity. Listen to this. The most critical skill required today to propel innovation is creativity. Even in the 2010 IBM survey, 1,500 CEOs worldwide identified creativity as the single most important competency. Ideas are the currency of new economy. Richard Florida. Creativity is in demand like never before. But what about the supply? On the supply side, it tells a different story. As per the 2012 Adobe study, findings 80% of people felt that unlocking creativity is critical to economic growth. But at the same time, 75% of them admitted that they were under pressure to be productive rather than creative at work. Give yourself an unfair advantage. Mastering creativity will put you among the top 1%, who can generate creative ideas at will. This will give you a massive competitive advantage. With creativity and innovation under your belt, you will no longer be stuck with incremental results. Get ready for exponential results. If creativity is not one of your core strengths, I have only one suggestion to make. Drop everything. It's time to move on to the big game. Nothing can be more rewarding than being creative. In the case of other competencies, as you get better with them, your results improve incrementally. But getting better with creativity and innovation can change your results exponentially. So think about that. Demand like never before. And what about supply? On the supply side, it tells a different story. As per the 2012 Adobe study, findings 80% of people felt that unlocking creativity is critical to economic growth. But at the same time, 75% of them admitted that they were under pressure to be productive rather than creative at work. So honestly, when it comes to being creative, it's in supply and it's in demand more than ever before. And the supply is a little different, but giving yourself the unfair advantage of mastering creativity will put you in the top 1%. And that's creativity with your job, with your life, just with anything you can do to make it more interesting and even better yourself. And you're probably wondering, well, how does it better yourself? Well, it betters yourself because it's hard to be creative. It's hard. It's like, you get and you get farther in life by doing hard things or doing things you don't want to do. And being creative is one of them. So think about that first. The next section we have in Ideas on Demand is about changing your mindset from one right answer to many right answers. Now, what this means is an example that I learned in my Krav Maga class is there is questions, but there's always one answer. And what that means is when you're doing a move or getting out of a hold, and you can get out of it one way, but there are multiple answers. There are multiple answers to one question. You just need one of those answers. There's multiple ways to get out of a hold, but you just need one way. You need to practice that way over and over and over again. And Bruce Lee has a quote, like, I don't fear a man that knows 1,000 kicks. I fear a man who has practiced a kick 1,000 times. So, something I'm going to read about here is I want you to listen to this, and this is a quote from Einstein. Before I read the paragraph I'm about to read to you. Most people stop looking when they find the proverbial needle in the haystack. I would continue looking to see if there were other needles. Einstein. Now let me read the paragraph to you. When you shift your mindset from the right answer to many right answers, you open the door to a flow of creative ideas. You will notice a big change in your creative ability. Whenever a creative idea flashes, you will remind yourself not to get married with the first best ideas. As you will know that even better ideas are on the way. This is what we do as part of our agency work. We have no choice. Our clients come to us when they are not able to go beyond the first good idea. And they pay us to present to them many wow ideas. During brainstorming sessions, when we are working on projects for different clients, during our brainstorming on a complex challenge after the initial struggle, suddenly a wow idea flashes. What's next? We simply park it and start exploring a different angle. We continue till we get at least 4 wow ideas. Okay, how would you get started? Start with a simple math problem given in the exercise. And he explains an exercise. But creative idea flashes, you'll remind yourself not to get married with the first best ideas, as you will know that even better ideas are on the way. So, like, something that I've noticed when it comes to better ideas is I recently spoke at a youth camp of teen boys who are on the verge of going to jail. And after I did that, I did a good job. I did a strength demonstration and everything, but after that I was driving home and I was thinking of better things I could have said, things I could have worded better, having more like energy at certain points. That could have been a very good idea or a better idea. But unfortunately, it was already over. So like, you ever think of better ideas after the thing you did was like you planned for and it was just there? Like, you don't start thinking of everything till the event you trained for is over. It's kind of like that. But here's the thing with that. In life, I mean, you can't really sit on an idea and expect it to be the only one you have to make money off of or to make a career out of. Now, when it comes to many right answers, you open the door to a flow of creative ideas. It's the right answer to many right answers. And that's something you gotta think about. The one idea you have is a door to more ideas. Because, like, something I love about what people say is it can't be, like, dependent on one job or one career. Because my last job was, rumor was going to disappear, or would disappear, or eventually disappear. And something I really didn't like the most is my boss and my coworker made fun of me for it. But that's fine. But they had other ideas or more ideas, and it was just more ideas for this particular job, which would have made it go away. And I didn't think about that. But when it comes to many right answers, like with companies that can't keep people, they have better hours, they have more pay, they make the job easier. So kind of stuff like that. But really think about that. There's one right answer to many right answers. There's one question, but many answers. So think about that. For the third and final section of this book, which will have to be a part 2 to this here soon, which I might be filming here soon, but I'm going to be starting to post part 2s now, because I'm almost out of books, but right now we're going to dive into the third part of this section, and this is where he talks about the same routine. And the same routine as in the last video that I did, I posted about, it was a lot about sleep routine and having a bad bedtime routine before you go to bed. But listen to what I have here. Listen to what I have here. You must have read somewhere that to become more creative, people recommend you make a conscious shift from your daily routine. This includes watching a different movie, watching a different TV serial, reading a book related to completely different genre, talking a different route. Following the same routine, you are getting exposed to the same set of dots. Now, when he says same set of dots, before I continue reading, ideas come in dots. You have one dot where, like, for example, with cars. You have one dot being like, yep, I'm going to make this car drive smoother with tires. And you have another dot. I'm going to make this car have smoother doors when they open. Then you have another dot. I'm going to make this car faster. And then before you know it, you designed a completely different car. So that's what he means, but listen to what else he has to say about routine. Following the same routine, you are getting exposed to the same set of dots. The different experiences will help you to create a different set of dots. Besides, it will also make your brain more flexible, and therefore rewiring it will be much easier. So when it comes to rewiring your brain, I mean, it's hard, but something I'm struggling with now is moving faster through my workouts, reading the Bible, which I'm still struggling with, and honestly just having more of a schedule so I'm not like right now it's 7:30 at night. I usually am filming these at like 9:30 at night before I go work, and it's just not a good idea. But when it comes to all of that, I do understand that when it comes to a routine, you like the same routine. I do. I like getting up in the morning, washing my face, practicing my fighting, having a treat in the morning before breakfast. I mean, I like all of that, but you can't be dependent on the same routine because your life's going to change. Your job's going to change. You might get a girlfriend that'll change, or get a group of friends that'll change and stuff like that, but you also got to have in your head that in life, you have to change. Like, you're not going to be the same in life. I mean, obviously, if you're an introvert or you're quiet, you can be quiet. That's fine. But eventually, the Lord's going to give you a lady in your life that he wants you to talk to, or he's going to give you an opportunity where you can't be quiet and you have to be somewhat outgoing. But when it comes to experiences and routines, I mean, watch something of a different genre. Read a different book. I honestly might read something about religion instead of about self-betterment, which is kind of similar, but also when it comes to TV, I've never watched anime or Disney. Anime I'm probably not going to watch, even though I tell myself I'm going to try it, but I'll also use it with Disney. I might watch some of the live-action Disney things they have out there because I hear they're really good, or Star Wars, for example. I love horror movies. Horror movies are my main genre, but Star Wars. I might go on a spree and watch a whole bunch of Star Wars movies, but by switching routine, and you gotta shift your daily routine. You just gotta shift it and just do something different with your life. So the takeaway for this book is have an idea. Just think of an idea and think of ways to pursue idea, and be realistic. Like the car example is a little far-fetched, but realistic as in think of something different to do with your life, and think of an idea to better yourself. Think of an idea to help somebody. Think of an idea to pursue and change that idea into a goal. So have an idea as a takeaway for this video. I want to thank you all for watching this. This was a really good book. It was easy to read. It was in paragraphs. It was short. And I learned a lot from this book about ideas. It's got exercises. It's very explanatory, and I just really liked it. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all develop a great idea, and you all have a great day. Thank you.